What's up, gang? It's Coach D, aka Milano Williams. Now I'm going to be taking you guys through a series of stretches to alleviate any joint pain as well as commonly tight muscle groups. Now there's going to be absolutely no equipment required in this video, but I will be teaching you some myofascial release techniques in the future. So stay tuned, let's get right into it. Now a lot of times when people feel joint pain, it's not necessarily any structural damage to the joint, unless you can remember a specific impact incident. A lot of times it's more of a referral pain, so it's a result of some type of muscle tightness or muscle imbalance. So I'll show you guys how to correct that today, all right? So we're gonna focus on the lower body today. Start at the top with our lower back and work our way down to the ankles. So a lot of times when you experience this lower back pain, there's a few things that could be pulling on that lower back, right? So let's look at the surrounding muscles. One of the primary muscles that can create that back pain is the iliopsoas. So the iliopsoas is a long muscle in the hip flexor, okay? This means tight hip flexors. So the iliopsoas originates on the inside of the thigh, wraps around, it's a long muscle, and it actually attaches to that lumbar spine right in here. So it can pull directly on that spine if it does get tight, all right? So if you guys experience any hip flexor pain or any hip tightness, then it probably has some type of correlation. So I'm gonna show you guys how to begin stretching this today. And today we'll just be covering body weight stretches. In a future video, I will touch up on myofascial release techniques and the foam roller, all right? So here, all you're gonna do is you're gonna take a knee. You wanna make sure that that front foot is underneath your knee, all right? Make sure that the ankle's underneath the knee. You do not want to have your ankle behind your knee, because this is just gonna put pressure on that knee. It's gonna be uncomfortable, okay? So actually start off with your ankle in front of your knee and then drop your hip down and forward at a diagonal angle. And what that's gonna do is gonna give you a really good stretch in that back hip flexor, okay? All right, and then just go ahead and sit this out. When you're doing your stretches, you wanna get to a point of slight discomfort, but no need to force anything, all right? And then hold this, I say, for 10 deep breaths. I count breaths instead of just seconds these days because it forces you to take those deep breaths. A lot of times when you feel that pain, you wanna hold your breath, so try and avoid doing that. Now we'll go ahead and look at the hip. So when you're experiencing hip pain, there could be a number of reasons why your hips feel tight, right? Could be the tensor fascia latae, could be the glutes, could be the hamstrings pulling on it, okay? And the glutes and hamstrings can also pull on that lower back, all right? So everything's kind of coming together because you notice that these joints are all very close to each other and they have muscles that attach each other. All right, so when we're looking at the hip, you wanna stretch out the glutes and the hamstrings. So first I'll show you guys a hamstring stretch. Now this one is just very, very basic. I purposefully selected the exercise or the stretches that I'm gonna show you today because they're effective, because they're simple, and because you can do them without equipment, all right? So here what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna sit, gonna keep my legs nice and flat, and I'm gonna actually think about my core here, okay? So what I want you guys to do is I want you to try and keep a neutral core, so kind of tuck in that belly button a little bit here, right? And then you're gonna push your hips back as you bring your torso forward. So I have my belly button sucked in slightly, my hips pushed back on the floor, and then I'm just bringing my torso forward. And you're gonna feel a really good stretch in those hamstrings here, trust me guys, all right? So challenge yourselves, and as always, go ahead and go for that 10-second hold. So take a nice drawn in breath, okay? Pause and exhale, all right? Take your time with this. Samson wanted to be in today's video. All right, so next I'm gonna show you guys how to release your glutes, okay? So this is glutes. You're gonna get a little bit of your lower back, and you also get a little bit of hamstring with this stretch. Now this one here is the kneeling stretch. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put this front knee down on the floor in front of you, all right? Legs out straight. Then you're gonna go ahead and take this back leg and just throw it behind you. And go ahead and push the hips back, suck in that belly button, and you'll lean that torso forward, all right? Now during this stretch, what you guys are gonna feel stretch out is that hamstring and that glute. And just hold this for about 10 seconds. The next commonly tight joint that we see is the knee, right? Now, especially if you guys are bearing some extra weight and you just started a new routine, including cardio or some type of impact, you may find that you feel this over time. Don't worry, most likely it's not structural. It's probably related to some type of muscle tightness, all right? Now, what often leads to this knee pain is tightness in your quads or in your IT band. The IT band is connective tissue that extends from the hip all the way down to the knee, all right? So I'm gonna show you guys how to release those now. Now with the quads, what you can do is you can do a simple standing stretch here. You're gonna grab that ankle and bring it back. Now you're not gonna increase the stretch here by just bringing your leg back. I'm not trying to do yoga here. What you wanna do is you actually wanna push your hips forward. And when you bring your hips forward or bring them through and bring your leg back, that's gonna really extend that stretch for you, okay? And you can do this standing up, or if you feel a little bit unsturdy there, go ahead and lay down, all right? Now when you lay down, you're gonna do the exact same thing here. Grabbing my ankle, bringing it back, thrusting my hips forward, and boom, we have the same exact stretch, same exact feel. Now when it comes to the IT band, it's a little bit more challenging to do without, you know, the assistance of foam roller or something like that. But here's a body weight stretch that you all can do at home, all right? So what you're gonna do, you're gonna stand 2.5, 3 feet away from that wall, right? Feet straight, and you're actually going to, boom, drop your hip down. And this right here is gonna stretch out all the IT band on the inside leg. And to increase this stretch, what you can do, boom, is drop that leg forward. This actually increases the stretch and it feels a little bit more stable for me. So I'd probably recommend you go ahead and just cross that leg. Start off here, right? Droop the hip down towards the wall. It's gonna stretch the inside. Cross that foot over. Hold it for a 10-second breath count, all right? Boom. Last, we move on to the ankles. Ankles are very simple, guys, right? So with these, all that you wanna do, you wanna go ahead and grab that foot. You're gonna lean your body forward, your torso forward, and you're gonna drop that heel down towards the floor, all right? You're just gonna hold it here for a while. Now I'm actually kind of pushing off of my back foot, off of my back heel, so that way most of my pressure is on the leg that I'm trying to stretch out, okay? All right, so stay tuned for the next video where I'll be talking about foam rolling techniques. I'll see you guys there. Stay well.